Hello everyone, we're back. We just completed the Grand Cosmos and now we are heading back to the Crystarium to figure out if our new Mo friend can help us. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Beq Lugg. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to such words when treating with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel, yet I cannot deny that part of me is glad Ariange shared his knowledge of the new Mo with us. Had he not, Beq Lugg wouldn't be here, wouldn't he be? I mean, you guys didn't even try. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. You guys immediately just started using the words of compulsion on them. You didn't actually even try to ask. You may now enter the Grand Cosmos. Okay. Alright, a welcome guest. We mustn't daily here any longer, Miro. If Beq Lugg is... I think it's Dally. My computer has a weird pixel issue right there. We mustn't dally here any longer, Miro. If Beq Lugg is near... or is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. Okay, so... I was gonna point out, so that form that Beq Lugg was taking throughout the dungeon and at the end there, where he summoned Lugus and then transformed into the Nomo at the end. In FF12, when a Nomo has been corrupted, I don't remember how they get corrupted, it's been a little bit, but when they have been corrupted, they actually take on that form, which is kind of cool. Kind of interesting, a little reference. But I gotta keep an eye on Mira, because she keeps knocking my charging port for my Xbox controller down. Yes, you do, you little shit. What are you doing? And now she's rolling around like a weirdo up there. Okay, hang on 1 second. I gotta go see what she's trying to do. There, you silly cat. Look at me try. Oh, she's such a silly cat. Such a silly girl. Okay, sorry about that. Might be the largest Dumo we've seen.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you, your body is your own. And your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin-Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Aw shit, we got help. We can finally potentially find a way for our friends to go home. Did you happen to notice the magic brooms strewn about the Grand Cosmos? Uncanny. Beq Lugg has a fine eye, though we have yet to begin. I rather think the Exarch was right to call on them. I sometimes forget we're not truly here in the first. It will be good to be whole again. Fortunately for us, Beq Lugg is of a mind to see you and your fellow scions justly compensated for your efforts. You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? White Auracite, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They may have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there's no telling what may happen to their souls within the Auracite. They could very well become immutable transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head. Corrupted by the Sin Eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why, do you think you might be able to help them? I might, or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Arianje in creating the requisite Auracite. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Beq Lugg as necessary? Let us make for Amarang then. Off to Amarang. Oh good, they just let me teleport there. No stops along the way. he is. There's Howard. Having broken Light's stranglehold on the first, I would like to believe they will one day recover, yet I fear that day may not come soon. Beq Lugg told me that they wish to meet the worst afflicted. Howard, there are times when I swear there's something he wants to tell me, if only he could form the words. So this is Howard, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously towards the light. Towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin-eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Hawk was completely unresponsive before, but now... Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there's a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Verbet, then for darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes, I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Treat the patients with soul tonic, okay? Hey, Todden. Have, this potent tonic invented by Beq Lugg during the time of Verbet is said to revitalize the soul both figuratively and literally. There you go. Have a drink. Todden stares blankly at you. You've seen the tonic has had no effect. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Oh shit, Ponel felt something. Ponel! Hey Boyne, what are you doing? Come now, you mustn't fret. I feel warm, and my legs, they don't feel as heavy. Leave this one to me, Mira. Please let this work. Alright there, Beq Lugg, what do you got for us now? Now then, have you noted any changes in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature, increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then. It's true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow. And yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time, but this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that is, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Howard, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy is the boy's soul is too far gone. His mind is held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wait to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he had never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten the recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. What's that one? Alright. Corporeal and incorporeal ether. I confess I never had cause to make the distinction. Did they just say what I think they said? Might there really be a way to help Havok and the others? And help ourselves in the process? Good for the soul. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you my past, that I was once a mage at the Royal Court of Verbit, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administer to patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. You mustn't dwell in the past, and now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do. A comforting thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? With the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with whatever it is that needs to be done, if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather together the necessary materials, the purest waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Alphino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine, we'll pay a visit to Ilmeg, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended a Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the Nomoa Plani. They will be able to supply you with the water suitable to our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? Okay, you guys go do that. I'll do nothing. There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? I had to guess we gotta go talk to the miners. Clay from Amarang should likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? I cast the mine. Miners at Mords or at Twine. Ah yes, they will be able to point you in the right direction, I am sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there's aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Alright, well we should actually just be able to teleport over to Twine. Look at that, we can. Hey there, Magnus. Mira, what a coincidence! You've come at a good time. We just this moment finished repairing the Talos and trolley you lot took to Nabatharang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter had we not another visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from the Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. A clever man, that Chai News. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley! But Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Miro didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? I see, and this familiar requires clay from Amarang. Well, look no further. If anyone can help you find some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking around somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Buren mines to make adobe bricks. The place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than look there. Yeah, sure. Get your mining equipment together, guys, and... No? You're just gonna have me go do... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll do it. I don't think we actually stepped foot over quite over here, but... 2:05 a.m. Miro never actually sleeps. I like to think Miro sleeps when I log out, and that's about it. Yay, pristine clay. Good thing I don't need to go to the, It's a good thing I don't need to go to, the Tempest today, because I haven't turned in those quests. What? Okay. What the hell does that sound? Can you imagine if the warrior light was just killed by a wandering coyote? We can actually just teleport over there again. There's so many places on the map that I just haven't been. Kind of funny. Oh look, they're back already. That was fast. The pixies were constantly confusing me with Alice. In jest, I assume. I mean, it's not as if we look that much alike, do we? We don't look that much alike, do we? That'd better be the only thing we need from the pixies. If I have to endure one more prank, so help me gods. The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it. A finely grained soil material found in Amarang. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Beq Lugg, I have a question. In the event that we had a need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. How can the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them? If there's a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plainly more suitable with these people than I. I dare say there are few in Northrend more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Miro? Absolutely, she's the best woman for the job. Very well, but if aught should go awry, I'll see what I can do. She's the best woman for the job. I'll give it my all, for Hallwark, for Tesleen. Then we are all of one mind on the matter. Let's say she'll be the one to conjure the familiar.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a Porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A Porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Mother, I
I just realized that my camera and my webcam were off for that last scene. Sorry, but you gotta go through that just reading it on your own. Either way, guys, it is break time. I will be right back.